Hey, how's it going? In this video, we'll be discussing what exactly is the Void within the world of Diablo. With the release of Diablo 4, some people have often wondered how exactly did Lilith escape, and to a far lesser degree, how did she escape the Void again? The latter is still somewhat a mystery, however there are a few possibilities that might make sense. Before we begin, it's only fair that I warn you that the rest of this video contains a few spoilers for both parts of the Sin Wars trilogy as well as Diablo 4. If you don't want to be spoiled, you probably want to stop watching now. Spoilers ahead. Okay, so first, what is the Void within the world of Diablo? In the most basic sense, or definition of the word, a void describes an emptiness or null area, such as the black void of space. However, the usage within the world of Diablo has a bit more nuance to how it is described and used as an actual place. The Void is one of several dimensions or planes of existence within the world of Diablo. In the book The Veiled Prophet, the third and final entry in the Sin Wars trilogy, Trag'Oul, a celestial entity, took Mendeln, one of the main protagonists, to the realm of the Void. The character described it as a place of emptiness, blackness, darker than the darkest black, a place that contained absolutely nothing. Concepts of light, dark, up or down, and perhaps even time itself didn't exist here. Conceptually, if you imagine a stack of cards, and each card represents one dimension or a plane of existence, such as Sanctuary, the High Heavens and Burning Hells, the Abyss, the Afterdeath, the Dream Realm, and various others that exist within the world of Diablo. As those cards lay stacked on one another, the space between each of those cards is considered the Void. The location of such a place, however, is only known as a concept. For understanding where it is almost like asking yourself, where is our own known universe, located within a supposed multiverse, if such a thing did exist within the world of Diablo? Next, I suppose we must ask ourselves, how does one even reach such a place? To reach the Void, it is noted that it took a great deal of strength and power from the Celestial Guardian to even touch such a realm, that it bordered on the very fringes of existence, leaving Trag'Oul strained. It was also stated that only beings of immense power are even able to reach such a realm. For instance, Inarius was such a being, but only while directly linked to the World Stone and infused with its vast, infinite, and unimaginable power, as well as its ability to alter reality with but a thought. However, reaching such a place, such as the Void, is often considered a fate even worse than death. There isn't a great deal of information regarding the Void, but with that understanding out of the way, how did Lilith escape? A few things are possible. Theory 1. The first is that in The Veiled Prophet, Book 3 of the Sin Wars trilogy, Trag'Oul was struggling and strained to even reach the Void, so he asked Mendeln to act as a link between Rathma and himself, anchoring his existence or vessel between Sanctuary, the Guardian's home, and reaching Rathma, who in essence is a distant relative or ancestor to Mendeln. This might lend credence to the idea that a link is either required or makes the connection easier to reach such a place, or perhaps even other realms of existence. Inarius through the World Stone, and Trag'Oul through Mendeln, who was linked to Rathma. Using Mendeln as a link allowed Trag'Oul to reach out further into the Void in search of Rathma. Theory number 2. Another possibility is that, in the ritual performed by Elias, and throughout various books, games, and lore within the Diablo universe, blood is often used as a key or means of power. Elias, in this case, performed a ritual that required the blood of the willing to summon the mother Lilith, an ancestor linked by that same blood from somewhere into existence. It is never explicitly stated that her summoning was directly from the Void itself. However, this could possibly be the end of a longer process that perhaps requires her essence to have already escaped the Void, and then simply be awaiting rebirth from the Abyss or another realm, and the ritual is simply the culmination of such events. Or perhaps the first theory of a link being required and the blood being the key was also used to some degree here in this ritual. Theory number 3. The first two theories seem okay on their own, but Lilith has been banished twice and has escaped twice. The first time heralded the beginning of what scholars would soon call the Sin Wars, and the second was the start of Diablo 4. But how did she escape the first time? It was stated in the Scales of the Serpent, Book 2 of the Sin Wars trilogy, by Inarius to Odyssean at the end of all the events, that a loophole in which it had somehow facilitated Lilith the means of escape the first time was an unforeseen complication, and it was now fixed after banishing her a second time. It is then also possible that during the first banishment, prior to the events of the Sin Wars, Inarius left a tear between the two realities of Sanctuary and the Void, linking them, which slowly over time allowed her to return. I suppose in the end, it is still somewhat of a mystery due to the information being sparse and not being directly confirmed by Blizzard. But one thing I'll leave you with, which we might explore in a later video, is that even though Lilith was defeated at the end of Diablo 4, Rathma's full prophecy still notes that it is likely that Lilith will return once again, and isn't done with Sanctuary just yet.